Concentric approach, what is the drawback? Drawback is nothing but the success of the approach will require real capable teacher. Teacher should be capable enough to link to the previous class. If a teacher becomes over ambitious, if the particular class teacher teaches so many things and all the concepts is exhausted, then next year it won't be interesting for the child to learn. That is one of the drawback, because in the introductory stage, so many information should not be given to the child, then the interest is lost and the freshness is also lost. It won't be something new for the child to learn the next year, and it won't be appealing for the next year also. So it won't create any interest in the student's mind. That is a second one. We can say that in case the topic is too short or too long, both the cases this concentric approach does not help us, because if it's a too long topic, it becomes dull. Too many years the same topic is being dealt, the child becomes boring. For the child, the topic becomes boring. If it is too short, we cannot, if you expand it also, it won't create a permanent impression of the child. So these two are the drawbacks in this method. Now we go to the curriculum. Okay, what is we have learned what is curriculum and all. Now we learn about the need and importance of mathematics in school curriculum. Okay, what we are going to learn is nothing but need and importance of mathematics in school curriculum, right? Why do we need to know mathematics? What is the need? Okay, why should we memorize so many formulas, theorem, proof? Why? What is the need for this? How will this information help in our later life? What is the importance in our life? All these things are questions in our mind. So why should we learn mathematics? It's a valid question. Mathematics teacher, it is our responsibility, means if somebody asks that why should we learn mathematics, it's the responsibility of the teacher. That is, teacher should understand the importance of the subject. So first is the social aspect. First we talk about the social aspect. That is, in the day-to-day life, or whatever we are using in the social processes, mathematics vocabulary plays very important role, right? For example, discount, commission, dividend, invoice, profit and loss, wholesale, retail, taxation, etc. All these mathematical words we use in everyday life. So as the civilization becomes more complex, more words are added. Now we are having the electronic media and computer, and so many things are added. Like addition, subtraction, multiplication, all this we do use in day-to-day life, and certain decisions using the mathematical skill we are doing, that is problem solving technique, all this we are using in day-to-day life. To many institutions and other management problems, and then quantitative analysis we do. Okay, so all this, for example, architecture, engineer, all these people, scientists, they use mathematics. A vast mathematics is used. So many vocations are there, no, where you go for a job, all needs mathematical skills. Then the appreciation of mathematics should be learnt by the child, so that the scientific knowledge and technology where it progresses because of the mathematics only. And then mathematics has helped bringing together the countries together because of the mathematics. Okay, then mathematics help the discovery of mysteries, that is nature, how the nature, why this happens in nature. So this mystery is, what do you call that? Mathematics helps to solve the mystery. Next is mathematical aspects, right? Mathematics teaches us how to analyze a situation. situation is there, how we can analyze, how to take the decision, what is the relationship between the things which is seen around us. These are the things we learn. Mathematics develops the ability to perform necessary computation accuracy, exact calculation accuracy. Mathematics helps you to calculate accurately. And then it develops the ability to make dependable estimates and approximations. We can go to the approximate level. Approximation is the main part of the mathematics, and we can derive the formula for whatever this comparison can be done, and a design can be made, how the relationship in the space, topology, and then arrangement of different data, how the data are arranged. Now we go to the application of mathematics. Okay, the history of mathematics is the story of the progress of civilization and culture. Mathematics is the mirror of civilization, you can say. Egyptians and Babylonians civilization have given pertinent portion to the mathematics. If you see the pyramids and all, how it is designed according to mathematics only, they consider it as a subject to be learned in order to perform daily life activities in a better way. Elementary arithmetic and algebra were built up to solve the problems related to commerce, agriculture, and all. So wherever we use, so many places we use, generously we use mathematics, right? So they use this knowledge generally for money exchange, simple interest, compound interest, computing wages, measuring weight, so many things we use. A country's civilization has progressed because of the mathematics. Mathematics helps in preservation, promotion, transmission of culture. So this is the important part mathematics is doing, that is, it is preserving, promoting, and transmission of the culture. Next is various cultures, like if you see the arts, that is cultural arts, poetry, painting, drawings, sculpture, all this needs mathematical knowledge. If you want to draw, there should be symmetry, right? Then only the drawing looks beautiful. Painting, everything looks beautiful if there is a symmetry. So that means everywhere mathematics knowledge is very helpful. Mathematics has aesthetic or a pleasure value also. What is aesthetic value? It is having, like, if you see the symmetry, order, similarity, all this gives you beauty of mathematics. To see the poets, musicians, quizzes, puzzles, all these are dealt with. Many mathematics are used. Okay, mission of mathematics curriculum at school level. Next topic is mission of mathematics. At school level. So, what is the how the mathematics should be at the school level? What is the vision we are having? Right? This is dealt by the who is the curriculum framework? We all know, right? Sorry. Okay, if we talk about the national curriculum framework, here we can talk about the National Curriculum Framework 2005, right? Stated that the main goal of mathematics education in schools is the mathematization of the child's thought processes. Whatever the child thinks, it should be mathematized. Child should think in mathematics, talk in mathematics. That is what the aim of NCF 2005. Basically, it means that child should learn to think about any situation using the language of mathematics. Right? That is known as a mathematization. NCF argued that for the realization of this vision, school mathematics needs to be reorganized, and some certain aims has to be thought of. Now we are talking about the aims and objectives of mathematics curriculum according to 2005, right? What are the aims and objectives of mathematics curriculum? Why there should be mathematics curriculum? The narrow aim of mathematics, if you talk about mathematics, is nothing but useful capabilities. The child's capabilities, particularly those relating to numeracy, numbers, number operation, measurement, decimal, and percentage. Child should learn this. This we can call it as a narrow aim. What is a narrow aim? That is capability, mathematical capability, like numeracy, that is the numbers, how the plus, minus, addition, that is operations, measurement, decimal, percentage, and all. Then we go to the broader aim. Broader aim is to develop the child to think and reason mathematically. What it is? Think and reason mathematically. Here, one of the aim we can calculate is calculation. One of the aim, there are so many aims, right? Here, to think and reason mathematically, to pursue assumptions to their logical conclusion, and to handle abstraction. School mathematics curriculum should help the child learn to enjoy mathematics. That is a broader aim, right? And then, what if the following objectives will help us in realizing the vision of the school mathematics curriculum? The objectives, we go to the objectives. Attain proficiency in fundamental mathematical skills. Proficiency should be there. Comprehend basic mathematical concepts. Mathematical concepts students should understand. Develop desirable attitude to think, reason, analyze, articulate. All this should help. Next is acquire efficiency in sound mathematical application with mathematics and in other subjects where you can apply mathematics. Attain confidence in making intelligent, independent interpretation. Then appreciation the power and beauty of mathematics for its application in social, science, humanities. That is in other subjects also how mathematics is used. This is the objective of learning mathematics. Next we'll go to the principles of formulating mathematics curriculum. Curriculum is nothing but the tool so that the objectives, whatever we think, that should be satisfied, that we have to attain the objectives. So it's a tool, right? The curriculum is our tool. Curriculum can be considered as a sum total of all the experience gained by the child as a result of various formal as well as informal activities at school, at home, and in society. Everywhere we can call it as a curriculum. That is, the basic components while designing a curriculum is nothing but the predetermined objectives. Our objective should be there. According to the objective, the curriculum has to be framed. The next aspect is the curricular activities to be. What is the next aspect of curricular activities? It's nothing but providing the students for realizing these objectives. Whatever objectives is there, child has to realize those activities. The activities need to be planned, right? The pedagogical approach that a teacher is going to use for organizing those activities will decide whether the child will be able to learn the concept or not. What are the activities the teacher is planning? Accordingly, whether the child is learning or not, we can decide. Next component is a student assessment. How the student is, it's very important, because if you assess only, you know how much the students understood. So assessment plays very important role, right? And hence, while constructing the mathematics curriculum, we need to consider those topics or things which would help the child to succeed in everyday life. That is more important. Secondly, the needs, interests, capabilities should be considered, while that should be the base of the curriculum construction.